And let's bring in CTV's Vanessa Lee now. She's standing by for us in Montreal. Vanessa, it's good to see you. A very busy day, certainly in the province today. Talk to us now. The polls are set to open about a half hour. Your sense in terms of what you're seeing in the province. This race could be a done deal, but there could be some interesting elements through all of this.
Well, absolutely, Angie. If you speak to any political analyst, certainly they're saying that this really is Francois Legault's race to lose. He is looking for a second mandate. He was first elected 4 years ago, and really he has been pretty popular when you consider the pandemic. Obviously, a very difficult couple of years here with thousands of seniors who died in seniors' homes. But when you consider the measures that he implemented, like the curfew and all of the lockdowns, he had pretty good approval ratings. So his motto for this campaign has been continuons, let's continue. But having said that, his campaign, if you ask political insiders, they say that it was really poorly run. He was forced to apologize a couple of times, once for linking immigration to violence and extremism, and the other for saying that the problems that led to Joyce Echequan's death have been resolved. Joyce Echequan, as you may recall, is the Atikamekw woman who filmed herself on Facebook Live as a nurse and an orderly were hurling racist insults at her. And so really, despite these missteps of Francois Legault, it is expected that he will win another majority, Angie.
Let's also look at what the race could be for the opposition, Vanessa. That is where things could get interesting.
Absolutely, and that is because it is a four-way race. The Liberals are having trouble in terms of they had trouble gaining traction. So really, you need to win Montreal, of course, to win the election, as well as the regions. And so there's 27 seats up for grabs in Montreal, which the insiders, political analysts say that is going to be with the Liberals as well as the leftist Quebec Solidaire. But then there's a couple of other parties. So there's the Quebec Conservative Party. Éric Duhaime was trying to win voters over by saying, you know, we are the alternative to the CAQ because we are against Bill 96, which I'll get to in a second, because it has been very controversial here with the Anglophone speaking community. And then there's also the Parti Québécois, who also ran a really great campaign. And so really all eyes are also on who is going to be forming the official opposition here.
Indeed. And when we talk about those big issues, Vanessa, that also can now be sort of the turning point for voters who are going at the polls, because really today is it. Despite what we've seen in the numbers in the past over the last few days, what happens today is obviously the determining factor.
Well, that's right. And in speaking to voters over the past few days, I asked people, what is driving you to go vote today? And a lot of people responded, it's really, they wanted to be able to express their thoughts on what the government has done. They introduced a couple of landmark pieces of legislation. There's Bill 21, the secularism law, which prohibits anyone in positions of authority, so police officers, teachers, from wearing religious symbols, so such as a kippah, such as a hijab, and a lot of people aren't happy about that. And then there's Bill 96, which is the overhauling of the French language charter. So essentially, this is, there are further rules to enhance the French language in Quebec, but it also restricts the use of English in places like junior colleges, in businesses, and it also affects immigration. And so a lot of people said they had to come up here to stand up for Anglophone rights. We are in Beaconsfield, which is a predominantly English-speaking suburb in Montreal, and that is really what a lot of people are saying here, Angie.
And it's really interesting when we looked at those advanced polls as well, Vanessa, those numbers were up. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we're going to see high numbers again on Election Day. All right, we know you're going to be with us throughout the morning into the afternoon as we cover this. CTV's Vanessa Lee for us in Montreal. Really appreciate this, Vanessa. Thank you.
You're welcome.